Right everyone, today we're going to be learning how to use Padme in the Phase 2 Middle Galactic Republic mission. Now this isn't the perfect team composition as it does include Grandmaster Yoda, and in all honesty I'd rather keep him aside for my Jedi Knight Revan squad. You can swap him out for R2-D2 if you have a few relics on him. I however don't, so I need Yoda here for this to work consistently, but be sure to use R2 if he's relicked, as this would be much better squad management. This team works very well against enemies in light side Geo, as the stacks of courage make it extremely easy to take out problematic enemies fairly quickly, such as droidicas and commando droids. Before we go any further though, I'm going to take a moment to remind everyone to please like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, join my Discord server, and share the video with your friends if you enjoy it. Now without any further delay, let's get started. So as always, we're going to go through the mods and zetas this team is going to need to work. Unfortunately, this team does need significant relics in order to work properly, and this isn't something that can really be avoided. Even having 3PO at gear 12 previously caused me problems, as the AoE attacks took him out fairly easily in some of the earlier waves at times, so you really do need relics on the entire team for it to work reliably in this mission. The good news is, modding is a little more forgiving on some of the characters in terms of speed, so thankfully you won't need god mods on everyone to get this working properly. In terms of zetas, there are 6 mandatory and 1 optional. Now this is quite an investment, but similar to other teams that excel in this game mode, Padme squads are a top tier team and will give you a lot of uses in the game, so the investment is justified in my opinion. So starting up is Padme's leadership ability, which allows allies with protection up to resist all debuffs and be immune to critical hits. This is pretty self-explanatory and massively increases the survivability of the team. Given how hard some of the opponents hit, this is by far one of the most important zetas to have. Padme's second zeta on a unique is also important, which makes the protection up received from enemies attacking out of turn unpreventable and undispellable, as well as increasing the amount gained to 40% while Padme is leading. Again, this helps massively as a lot of the enemies such as the commando droids and the B1s assist off each other frequently. Next up is GK's zeta, which basically makes him keep his taunt up most of the time. Whenever a Galactic Republic ally loses any protection up, he will taunt, which allows him to easily absorb most of the damage the enemy team is putting out, and most of the time this will not put him in any danger whatsoever given how good of a tank he is. Up next is JKA's zeta, which is going to allow Padme to take a bonus turn whenever JKA does, which is really helpful in getting heals out faster when someone is losing health at an alarming rate. Next up is Yoda's battle meditation zeta, and while overall this is an amazing zeta to have, for this mission its use is limited to granting foresight to our team. Given that Padme prevents bonus turn meter gain, Yoda will not be gaining turn meter from battle meditation or his basic ability. Master Stroke however will still work, given as it's classified as a bonus turn, which is still allowed via Padme's unique ability. And the final mandatory zeta is 3PO's Oh My Goodness. Now this is going to allow this ability to inflict 2 stacks of confuse when used, which is very helpful to control Magna Guards and prevent them from taunting. In all honesty, I was close to listing this as optional, but it really can save a run if you have problems being locked behind taunts, especially if a droidica is present and you cannot kill it in time due to taunts. So with that all out of the way now, we're going to talk a little bit about mods. While you do need a lot of 6C mods to get the most out of this team, the good news is you only really need Yoda and 3PO fast. The rest of the team is primarily focused around stacking health and getting their damage from buffs converting into stacks of courage, so speed is not as important on the remaining members of the squad. So first up is our team's leader Padme, who we have modded with 3 health sets for a total of 239 speed. For her it's extremely important to have health on primaries including the arrow. For this team overall, this is important because protection up amounts granted are calculated from a unit's max health, meaning the more health everyone has, the more protection up is granted. Up next is our GK, who similar to Padme is modded with 3 health sets with a total of 242 speed. He's modded almost identically to Padme for pretty much the same reasons, but it's even more crucial on him to stack health, given he's going to be taking the majority of the damage from the enemy team throughout the battle. I do however run a speed arrow on him, but you're more than welcome to run a health primary there too if you're worried about him surviving. Next up is Jedi Knight Anakin, who we have modded with a crit damage and crit chance set with a total of 234 speed. Now I really like the additional damage the crit damage set provides, and it's nice to not have to rely purely on courage to get damage in. This however is controversial, so feel free to run a health build on him if you prefer, similar to Padme or GK. Up next is our Grandmaster Yoda, who we have modded with a speed set and 2 fast mods with a total of 338 speed. Now in this lineup, speed is even more crucial on Grandmaster Yoda, as he's unable to gain bonus turn meter from his abilities, meaning he's fully relying on his speed to take turns. He's going to need to be spreading buffs to your team to help with the courage generation, so be sure to focus on speed above literally anything else on him. And finally is our 3PO, who is modded with a speed and potency set with a total of 281 speed. Now with him, similar to Yoda, you're going to want him to be fast, but you also do need a potency primary on the cross to make sure he's able to land confused consistently. This is very important for preventing Magna Guards from taunting, given that we don't have a Ahsoka for dispels. A taunting Magna Guard can be very annoying for this team early on in the battle. So moving on to the actual battle, this isn't actually too bad of a start. No droidicas present, which is a blessing, and 2 stacked units, which because all of our team is Galactic Republic, it means we will always hit twice against the stacked droids. So as usual, we're going to be taking out the B2 first, given he's the biggest annoyance to our team. Buff dispels and buff immunity is a massive threat to our Padme team here, and if we attempt to hit anyone else first, he's just going to gain a ton of turn meter and reset his cooldowns, and then he'll continue to apply these nasty effects to our team. Until B2 is dead, it's best to avoid using AoEs to prevent him from gaining turn meter. We next took out the commando droid and then moved on to B1. Now often I'll go after B1 first, after B2, but given Yoda won't gain turn meter on his basic on this team, I decided to take out one of the biggest damage dealers first to help prevent Kenobi getting overwhelmed, which does happen from time to time. Another important thing to remember is that because of the platoon bonus that's applied to this sector, each time we kill an opponent we receive a bonus turn, which will help replace a lot of the turn meter gain Yoda has lost for being under a Padme lead. This is very helpful for keeping the entire team ahead of our opponents. Now at this point we're going to start to notice our courage stacks getting pretty high, which means we can use them to take out the rest of the team very quickly. It's important to use abilities such as Anakin's AoE, Padme's heal and Yoda's battle meditation as much as possible to keep the bonus protection flowing, as this all converts to more courage. So moving on to the second wave now, and it's looking to be going in our favour. Even in a weakened state, Grandmaster Yoda is going to make short work of these stacked units. To do this effectively, try to not use Master Stroke when a B1 has few enough stacks to be killed by a double hit from a basic or a battle meditation followed by a bonus basic, as this will utilise turn meter gain more effectively to keep him going back to back for as long as possible. We also have the turret platoon ability, which is going to be a great tool to help Yoda take out these B1s as quickly as possible when he loses his combo streak. Another beneficial thing helping us out is the amount of attacks out of turn the droids are performing. This is increasing our team's bonus protection because of Padme's unique, which in turn is keeping Kenobi taunting, preventing crits, and generating more stacks of courage for us to use quickly to demolish members of the enemy team. So as you can see, we've just taken out the last stacked B1, so we can now kill the droid with the cannon. Remember to keep in mind that this specific droid cannot be killed until all stacked units have been defeated, which is irritating considering he has a very strong AoE attack that can do a lot of damage to your team. With just a sole assassin droid remaining, we pretty much have this wave in the bag at this point. Let's quickly take him out and move on to the next part of the battle. So quite frankly, this wave is looking to be a massive slog. Watt has given Magna Guard tank tech, which is going to give him a very hard taunt to get around, which is made worse with a B2 present that is going to be difficult to kill. To make matters even worse, our AoE abilities are not going to remove any stacks from B2 either, as the tactical droid that is present has a unique ability that reduces our AoE damage by 50%, as well as making the B2 immune to damage from it completely. So our main goal at this point is to disable the Magna Guard's taunt for a short period so we can quickly get a mass assist off against the B2. A good way to do this is to apply Confuse to Magna Guard via our 3PO, follow up with a Dispel from Anakin's AoE, and then use either Padme or GK's mass assist attack against the B2 to quickly take him out before Magna Guard starts taunting again. With B2 finally dead, I next decided to quickly kill off Magna Guard so we don't have to worry about him blocking us from killing the other members of the opposing team. After that, I next decided to go after Watt, even though it's worth noting that we only had to kill a Sarge to end the wave, as both Watt and the tactical droid will retreat if no other allies that can attack are present. The reason I went after Watt though is because he can revive non-stacked units, and I wanted to prevent him from reviving Magna Guard, which would have slowed us down significantly. If you want to try going straight for a Sarge though, it could work, I just didn't want to risk it. Now it's just a case of quickly killing a Sarge so we can progress to the final wave. So this is looking pretty dangerous now. Droidicas, as you know, can easily shred through our team, and those assassin droids can be pretty deadly as well. Thankfully though, GK is strong enough at this point to take some of the hits from them all, which gives us time to use the same trick we used in the previous wave, which same as before is to apply Confuse to Magna Guard, then dispel his taunt with Anakin's AoE, and then quickly follow up with a mass assist from Padme or GK against the Droidica. Now Droidica is dead, we're going to quickly use our courage stacked Grandmaster Yoda to kill off the Magna Guard so we can swiftly move on to the assassin droids. Taking out the assassin droids at this point should be very easy for us. We have 3 large assists, lots of chances to gain courage, and generally no real threat of being defeated. The droids will also assist fairly often, which will keep our GK protected from being taken out by their very powerful attacks. And at this point now it's just Newt left, who we're going to need to kill twice, but that won't be an issue at all. Overall, we didn't have any serious issues during the battle, and most of it came down to properly managing the Magna Guards early on, so we could target the biggest threats to our team and get them dealt with as quickly as possible. And that's all for today everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the video and learned how to use your Padme teams to get an easy 4 out of 4 in Phase 2 middle of Lightside GOTB. It's a very strong team and is generally pretty reliable. The only real issue is the use of 3PO and Yoda, who are both very in-demand characters for other teams. Confuse from 3PO, as you know, is a big factor in dealing with the Magna Guards. However, you could swap out Yoda for R2 if you really need to keep him for somewhere else. As always everyone, please remember to pass this video onto your guilds so we can help as many guilds as possible to increase their scores in Lightside GOTB. OTB and to get them some higher end rewards. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.